Do you ever wonder where half of the stuff in your cleaning closet came from? Maybe you open the cupboard under your kitchen sink and then have to quickly shut it again so that nothing comes tumbling out. We do need cleaning supplies to take care of our homes, but so many of us are keeping way more than we actually need. So part of decluttering also applies to cleaning supplies. So you might ask, what do we actually need to keep on hand to be successful in keeping our homes clean? So let's talk about it.
Are you ready to stop the chaos, the stress, the overwhelm that's filling your life? I'm Renae Matt, and together you and I are going to build simple routines that are going to change your life. When you put these habits into practice, you're going to be able to organize your life in a way where you can be there for your family, pay off your debt, save money, your house can stay organized, you don't have to stress about what's for dinner, and you still get time for yourself. So without further ado, let's get started. Welcome to the Routine Advantage Podcast.
This can be such a struggle sometimes because, and maybe it's just me, but there are often times where advertisements and marketing can get the best of you, and you always think that there might be something better out there, or it works better, it smells better, and you just want to try all these other different types of cleaners to see if they might be that perfect cleaner that you're looking for, or something doesn't take another, a stain out properly, or you just need to scrub too much at something and you need something a little stronger. So we end up collecting all of these different types of cleaners. And then we have this collection that accumulates, and you don't often go through your cleaners to clean them out. So a lot of times we just end up with this massive pile of cleaners that we maybe haven't even used in like 5 to 10 years. Like it can pile up and just accumulate so quickly. And then they just sit there for the longest time and take up so much valuable space. So, what we're looking at doing here is really looking at simplifying this process because even though marketing and advertisements can get the best of us, we really actually don't need that much to keep our homes clean. There are very basic supplies, and when we get in the habit of only replacing these when they are actually empty or right about ready to be empty and you can replace it so you have another one on hand, it's going to create less of a mess in this area. It's going to be easier to maintain. It's going to be less overwhelming when it is time to clean because you don't have to think about what cleaners to get or where to grab them from. Or when you open that cleaning closet, it's not going to just stress you out thinking that it's just so messy and overwhelming. These are things that we can take control of and just clear it out, get set up so that we actually enjoy cleaning as much as we can anyway. If you're not somebody that enjoys cleaning, then maybe this will be a good start because it's kind of refreshing to go grab your cleaners right from the start anyway. So there are a couple of things before we get into the actual items that you are going to want in your cleaning kit. I just wanted to go over a few tips of what I would recommend thinking about when you are putting together your cleaning supply kit. Now, you might think like you don't have a cleaning supply kit because they're all just in, one cleaning closet and that's just where you go and they're all on a shelf and it's just whatever you need at the time you go and gather up all your stuff and then you haul it wherever you need. That is something that you can do. However, what we're looking at is when we're trying to build a cleaning kit, we really want to make sure that it is easy to grab and go. So, anything that makes it easier for you to be able to just grab what you need and clean that spot quickly. Now, if that is laying everything out on one shelf or in one cupboard, and that's the easiest way for you to just eyeball everything and visualize it and just pick out what you need, then great. You can certainly do it that way. You could also just take what we're going to be talking about, like the basics. You could take those and put them in like a little handled cleaning basket. Like a lot of times you can buy these at pretty much you can buy them at Walmart, Target, Amazon. There's so many places you can buy them, but you can probably kind of think about what I'm talking about. They're like these plastic totes, like carry totes, and they usually have sections on both sides and then a handle in the middle so you can just pick it up. And so you could tuck whatever you need into those totes as well. And that could make it easy for you as well. You could also have them in convenient locations where you are putting them in different areas of your home. This is the method that I actually prefer because I found that when I had all of my cleaners in one spot, it felt like a bigger deal to go and get the cleaners, and it felt like a bigger project for me to have to go and gather up the cleaners, haul them where I needed to go, and do the cleaning, and then take care of all that stuff and haul the cleaners back. I know that's not that big of a deal, but when I was struggling with keeping up with all the tasks and I was already overwhelmed with cleaning, that that barrier just made it even harder to keep up with. So I needed to make some changes so that I didn't feel like it was such a hassle to have to clean when it was time to clean. So I prefer to keep them in convenient locations. And what I mean by this is that I like having little mini cleaning kits throughout our home. So I have one in each of the bathrooms, or the upstairs bathroom, it's like in the linen closet near the bathroom because there's not a lot of storage in the bathroom itself, but it's in a linen closet like right outside of the door. Then I have one, we have like a half bath on our main level. We have a little mini cleaning supply in that cabinet under the sink. We have another set in the kitchen because that's where we use those cleaners. So we have dispersed the cleaners where they are going to be most convenient. So it makes it incredibly easy that if I see a mess or the bathroom needs to be cleaned or anything like that, I can just literally grab the cleaners, spray it all down, wipe it all down, and toss the rag in the laundry. And it makes it so much easier. So much easier. So that is just something that you want to consider, is making it convenient to locate and easy to grab and go depending on what you need it for. The other thing I would mention that I think is a big tip is to find cleaners that make you smile. And this might feel odd thinking about cleaning, especially if you're not somebody that enjoys cleaning. But when you can find those products that make it feel really good to clean, it is very, very helpful in making you want to do it more often. So, one thing that I have mentioned before is that I really do not enjoy dusting. That is something that I have just never enjoyed it. And even to this day, as an adult, I still don't enjoy dusting. And if you find anything that's really dirty in our home, it's probably going to be the bookshelves because I don't like dusting. So, to make it easier and less of a hassle and less annoying, I got some of those dusters, like the Swiffer dusters that are super easy to use. I just got the unscented because we try to avoid scents as much as we can, but I got the dusters. It makes it way easier to dust, so it's not as much of a hassle. It actually makes it a little bit more fun. The other thing you're looking at is making sure that what you have actually works. The cleaners that you're using, because we're going basic especially, that you want cleaners that actually do what they're supposed to be doing. And if you are struggling finding those cleaners, we have an amazing Facebook community that is a free community, and you can go ahead and go and post in there and ask people what their opinions are or what their recommendations are of good cleaners that they have found that they can use. I'm sure there are many women in that group that would be happy to share their favorite cleaners if you're really looking for something. I know I have shared some in there that I use, and I can certainly share them in there again. But what we're really looking at is trying to find the cleaners that really work, and then also cleaners that maybe smell good. Maybe that's what makes you smile. When you smell a cleaner that you just really enjoy the scent of, then that is something that kind of encourages you to want to clean more because you enjoy how your house smells after you're done cleaning. So, those are just some things to keep in mind that will help you make cleaning easier. So, now what to put in your actual cleaning kit. This is going to be incredibly basic because we don't often need all of those extra things. You kind of think back, it's like what are the staples? What are the things that I can use to clean pretty much anything in my home? And it comes down to kind of four basic ones. There are some nuances to a couple of things and I'll share those as well, but it really comes down to four basic ones. You want a multi-purpose cleaner, you want a disinfectant, you want a glass cleaner, and you want some type of cloths or rags. Now, you can use paper towels. I feel like that is an unnecessary expense in most cases. So, there are times where you're probably just going to want like microfiber cloths or like old t-shirts ripped up or old rags that you can use just for cleaning purposes. I ended up ordering a huge like order of blue microfiber cloths. They're this like blue that nothing else in our house is that color, as far as like washcloths and dishcloths, things like that. And so they're these bright blue microfiber cloths, and those are just our cleaning cloths. And there were so many of them in the pack that I was able to distribute those into. So I have a little stack in both of the bathrooms, and then we've got a stack of just old kitchen towels that we don't use under the sink in our kitchen for cleaning kitchen messes. So, those are the types of things that you're looking at in your cleaning kit. Now, these are incredibly basic, like I said, multi purpose, a disinfectant, and a glass cleaner. Now, when it comes to additional supplies, then you might look at some certain things in certain areas. Now, if you are like us and you are putting these things in different locations, then what we did is made sure that they are in the bathroom area to have a tub and tile cleaner or some sort of oxygen scrub that makes it easier to like clean the shower and things like that, where you might be dealing with a little bit more of the soap scum or anything like that where you need almost a little bit more abrasive material to get through that and to clean it better. And then I really like using that oxygen powder cleaner and then a magic eraser to clean our shower. The shower gets so incredibly clean that way. And it's very simple, it's easy to use, it's pretty non toxic for the most part. And then you can just clean it and be done with it. And it makes it super easy. So that is what I really like having near the bathroom that we have the shower in. The half bath doesn't need those things. I can stick to the multi-purpose cleaner and the disinfectant cleaner and the glass cleaner by that bathroom. So it works super easy to be able to just keep these little supplies exactly where I need them. So it makes cleaning much easier when it's time to use those. The other things you might think about are like a hardwood floor cleaner or even like a silver polish if you're trying to clean your silver, things like that. That's a little bit more focused on specifics, where if you have these things in your home, then yes, you're probably going to want these cleaners, but they don't have to be near all of the cleaning kits or in your regular cleaning kit. You're probably not going to be polishing your silver every time you go clean the bathroom. So if you're doing one of those caddies or totes and doing all of your cleaners in one little tote or caddy, then you probably don't need to keep your silver polish or your hardwood floor cleaner in there. You can just keep the basics of your multi-purpose, your disinfectant, your glass cleaner, and your cloths and keep it at that. And maybe you want to add your tub and tile and your magic eraser in there at that point, but otherwise you can keep those things somewhere else where they're a little bit more inconvenient to grab because you're grabbing them so much less often. They're not those quick tasks that you're doing that are going to make it easier. It's not as big of a deal because when you're going to get a hardwood floor cleaner or a silver polish cleaner, you're actually going for a project and to do something that's a little bit more of a task. So you're already putting yourself into almost more project mode. Whereas doing these other cleaners, it's more like quick messes and just almost building a habit of being able to quickly clean something without it feeling like you're going out of the way to do that. And that's why I look at that as kind of different cases when it comes to building your cleaning kit. Now, you can add extra things like maybe you want like a toothbrush to scrub little areas, or you want a specific rag. I know like a lot of people like the Norwex cloths. I hear about that a lot in our Facebook community. There are a lot of women that love those. And so maybe that's something that you want to add to your cleaning kit where it's not just the basics, but you have that because that is something that you enjoy. And that is totally okay. The main thing is making it simple, convenient, easy to grab, and something that feels good when you use it. So I hope that this gives you some encouragement, it's a boost of excitement when it comes to building your cleaning kit for your home to make it easier to clean. Because once we make it easier to grab these things and clean up quick messes or clean a room very quickly, it allows us to start building these habits. And then eventually it just becomes more automatic to keep a clean or a tidy home because we have made it so much easier on ourselves. And then it doesn't feel like such a big deal when it comes time to cleaning. So I hope that this was helpful. Like I said, come and join us in the Facebook community if you want to brainstorm or get other people's opinions on some good cleaners that they would recommend or what might be in their cleaning kits or where they keep them in convenient locations and what works well for other people. We would all be happy to share in there, and let's get some brainstorming if you want some ideas from others. So if you want to come and join us in our Facebook community, you can do that at facebook.com/groups/ the routine advantage community. And you can also find that group by going to our show notes and you can click the link in there to join our Facebook community. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you go and have a fun time putting your cleaning kit together, and I will see you back here on the next episode.
Did you love that episode or learn something useful? If so, would you do me a huge favor? My goal is to grow this podcast and help as many women as I can break free from the overwhelm so they can truly enjoy their life. The best way for me to do this is for you to leave a 5-star written review on your podcast app and to share this episode with a friend or in your Instagram stories. I appreciate you being here. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you on the next episode. Take care.